Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Kobo Sports Room. Monday morning, new week. Go out there and be great. So today it's a transfer news. Obviously, there is no tournament going on. A lot of preseason games going on. In fact, the preseason games are good. It's looking good. Some of the players that was bought for a big chunk of money, at least they are, getting to know each other. I saw Jeremy Frimpong the last time. I saw Florian Wirtz. He wasn't that really good, but I mean it's preseason, so let's see. AC Milan also doing well. They won against 4-2 against Liverpool in the preseason. So let's see. Preseason games, you can't really use preseason game to judge certain teams. So that is just by the way though. Preseason are going on. Transfer news, transfer related issues are on ground. So from this month, the whole of this month, and then next month we'll be hearing transfers. So we will move into a transfer news, and we have a couple of players to talk about here. Marco Cucurella, big money, big links for Marco Cucurella. We'll talk about Randall Colomwani. We'll talk about Benjamin Sesko, and then Son Heung-min. Something has happened, or something is happening down there. So let's get straight into the video. Kobo Sports Room, click on the subscribe button, press the notification bell. Let's go. So we are starting with Marco Cucurella. Yesterday, we had a blockbuster. Was it Saturday or Sunday? I think it was Saturday evening against Sunday. We had a breaking news of alnassr hijacking the deal from Benfica for Joao Felix from Chelsea to Benfica. So they wanted to hijack the deal. That was on Saturday evening. Fabrizio Romano dropped an exclusive out there. Santi Auna also came to confirm the link. So that was the hijacking breaking news. And then Sunday, alnassr finished the deal for Joao Felix, and then it will be a deal in an excess of 50 million euros. 50 million euros. That's around 47 million pounds for Chelsea. The initial fee is going to be 30 million euros plus add-ons and a sell-on clause. So Joao Felix has even landed in Austria, where alnassr are having their preseason. So he will be having his medical today, all documents signed. So after the deal, we had news about alnassr going in for a left back. And who is that left back? According to Felix Diaz, alnassr are looking forward to attack the situation of Marco Cucurella. They feel that Chelsea will be willing to, sell Marco Cucurella depending on their valuation of the money they will bring. So Marco Cucurella and Chelsea is under serious threat from the Saudis. alnassr would want to, get Marco Cucurella from Chelsea. First of all, Marco Cucurella is not for sale. I don't think he is for sale, and we have not heard any news about Marco Cucurella being for sale. But I know the Chelsea owners. The only way for Chelsea to sell Marco Cucurella is going to be 70 million pounds upwards. That is one. And then two is when Marco Cucurella comes to Chelsea, inform the directors and then the owners that he wants to leave to Saudi. That is the only way I see Marco Cucurella moving away from Chelsea to alnassr or to Saudi. But aside this, I don't see Marco Cucurella moving away from Chelsea. So yes, it's a serious links from alnassr according to Felix Diaz, and it is coming from Marca in Spain. So treat this with all the seriousness you can. Because Felix Diaz is no jokes. You should know. So Marco Cucurella to alnassr. Obviously, alnassr, they need to recruit. They need to, buy players. Even John Duran is going. He's, at Fenerbahce right now. So I get the Felix, Joao Felix links. And then Marco Cucurella, they also need a left back. Emerick Laporte will be leaving. So they need to, buy more players. If they want to compete, they need to buy more players. Obviously, Etihad has, won the Saudi Pro League. Hilal is also dominated. So alnassr, they need to win. They need to win the Saudi Pro League. So I get it where the links is coming from. Now, Son Heung-min, we have heard news of LAFC, Los Angeles FC. The valuation for Son Heung-min is around 20 million pounds. But I've heard news of Tottenham, just bringing their demands down. The 20 million could come down because it's US. Where they can pay the players very well, but the valuation of the players. So 20 million for Son Heung-min from Tottenham Hotspurs to LA or Los Angeles FC. They played in the Club World Cup, so Charlie, they have some small money. So they should bring the money for Son Heung-min. But Son Heung-min, I feel very sorry for him because we have seen he's a very top player. Son Heung-min is a very, 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 very good player, a very top player. In fact, he is one of the most top players in Europe. From last season was not good, but we have seen Son Heung-min constantly or consistently for Tottenham Hotspurs, and then you cannot tell me Son Heung-min is an average player. Of course, he's a top player. He's not a world-class player, but he's a top player. So, I feel very sorry for him in a sense that I would not say he has wasted his time in Tottenham Hotspurs. No, I don't see that as a waste because I've seen, he constantly giving out top performance for Tottenham Hotspurs, season over season. So I wouldn't call it a waste, but for his personal football career, I think that he could have done better. A very, very good player like this, I feel like he could have done better and he could have won more trophies for himself. But 30-something years and he's going to USA. Let's see what happens. But Los Angeles FC are, attacking the situation for Son Heung-min, a captain for Tottenham Hotspur. It's looking like Thomas Frank doesn't really, fancy him that much because he's quite old and last season was not great. If he had a great season last season, I would disagree with Thomas Frank in a sense that he is not valuing his contribution into the team like that. But now, if he leaves, they have Brian Johnson, Mohamed Kudus, they have Dominic Solanke in front there, so they have Matistel too. So they probably maybe if Son Heung-min leave, they will bring in another attacker and Tottenham Hotspurs will be good to go. Now talking about Tottenham Hotspurs, let's shift into Newcastle. Obviously we know that Isak, and I did a video about him last week. Isak, it is just a matter of time. He'll be moving to Liverpool. It is just a matter of time. And the only way I see that not happening is when Liverpool decide not to pay the 120 million or decide not to pay 100 million plus. That is the only way I see Isak not moving from Newcastle. But as we speak, and from what I've seen on the socials, Isak is drawing closer to Liverpool, and I don't fear. World champion, there is no pressure on me, so I don't fear. But if Isak is moving from Newcastle have to, get a replacement for Isak, right? And they have turned their attention. It is no news. It was last week, but I've not reported the news about this. Then that's why I'm doing it today. Benjamin Sesko, an 80 million plus rated striker for RB Leipzig. 80 million for Benjamin Sesko. But if they sell Isak for 120 million, 80 million is nothing. It's no money for Newcastle. So Benjamin Sesko for Newcastle. Newcastle has presented their project or proposal to the camps of Benjamin Sesko. He is yet to give a reply on that. His reply is expected to be this week. So let's wait and see the reply Benjamin Sesko will bring this week. And I feel like the big move is wanting. All the big teams are, virtually, stuck with their strikers. They are virtually done with their striker. If Liverpool, secure a deal for Isak, it will be remaining, Manchester United. And I don't think Manchester United will pay 100 million or 80 million or 90 million for Benjamin Sesko. No. So, obviously he has to move to Newcastle, and then from Newcastle, if he performs well in the Premier League this season or the upcoming season, probably maybe he will move to a bigger club, just like Isak, So Benjamin Sesko to Newcastle is also under serious consideration. Wissa's deal is, looking a bit shaky. But let's see Benjamin Sesko. Now talking about strikers, our last, news will be Randell Colomwani. According to Gazzetta dello Sport, Manchester United has entered the situation for Randell Colomwani. He is a player for Paris Saint-Germain or PSG. But Juventus are saying that they can't pay 40 million euros for Randell Colomwani, which I think they are lying. They have a lot of financial problems in the Serie A, but I think if they can do 30 million for Francesco Conceição, then they can do 40 million for Randall Colomwani. So if they say they can't pay 40 for Randall Colomwani, I think they don't really need him that much. And that is why they are saying they can't pay 40 million for Randall Colomwani. I think they can do a deal for 40 million. But if they don't need you that much, probably, yeah, it will be very difficult for them to, plus 40 million for a striker like Randall Colomwani. And according to Gazzetta dello Sport from Italy, Manchester United today has entered the situation for Randall Colomwani. If you ask me, Randall Colomwani will be an upgrade over Rasmus Højlund and then Joshua Zexi. But is he going to give them like 15 or 17 plus goals in Manchester United? No. But is it going to be an okay deal? Yes, it is going to be an okay deal because he's an upgrade over these two strikers. Right? But Randall Colomwani is also versatile. He is a striker, but he is versatile. He can operate from the wings and all of that. And Ruben Amorim is, like that. He deals with versatile strikers or versatility in front there. So let's see the links for Randall Colomwani to Manchester United. We'll see. I mean, I've seen it is coming from Gazzetta and it is coming from Italy. Let's see if this week we'll get a link in England about Randall Colomwani's move to Manchester United. Manchester United fans, what do you think? Drop all your comment down below. Will you be willing to take Randall Colomwani ahead of Rasmus Højlund and then Joshua Zexi? Drop all your comment down below. Let me know your comment. Ladies and gentlemen, we talked about Mark Cucurella, we talked about Son Heung-min, we talked about Benjamin Sesko's move to England, specifically Newcastle, and then we talked about Randall Colomwani. Drop all your comment down below. This is Kobo Sports Room, and this has been your transfer update. Thank you so much for your time. Click on the subscribe button. I will see you in the next video. Peace.